In this video, we will discuss why creating checkpoints while programming in Python, and especially Jupyter, is crucial. Think of a checkpoint as an interim save of your work. Creating one is like taking a picture of a story at a given point in time. We do that to have more control over our data. The code we've been working on here is a very good example of why we need checkpoints. For instance, so far, we've dropped our ID column and have elaborated on the reason for absence column successfully. However, imagine that we have to test a number of ways in which we'd like to modify the remaining columns of our dataset. Often, this will lead to changes in the content of our data frame. In such a situation, every time we'd like to take a step back and proceed from this point on, we'll have to go all the way up to the moment of creation of the df data frame, rerun the entire piece of code we've written so far, and only then would we be able to continue testing different techniques on the remaining columns. What we will do instead is create a copy of the current state of the df data frame and use it for the name that clearly tells us what step of the data preprocessing we are at. We will call this procedure creating a checkpoint. Therefore, setting up a variable called dfReasonMod, the latter standing for modified, will allow us to make mistakes as we proceed with writing our code, and refer back to this point here when we need to refresh. Keep in mind that the checkpoint we created, dfReasonMod, was related to the current state of our df data frame. In programming in general, and in Jupyter in particular, creating checkpoints refers to storing the current version of your code, not really the content of a variable. Nevertheless, the principle is identical. Create a temporary save of your work so that you reduce the risk of losing important data at a later stage. To be on the safe side, we highly recommend that you build the habit of making such copies of data frames on checkpoints while coding in general. That's why we will keep on creating checkpoints as we progress with the solution of our business exercise. We are finally ready to move on. I am so excited, and hope you are too. Next on our agenda is an analysis of the date column. Breaking it down into bits and pieces will be no less fun than what we've done to this moment. I can promise you that. Thank you for watching.